He's consistently ranked as one of the best and most influential guitarists in all of modern Tejano music. The Gilbert Velasquez Master Session will show you techniques, tips, tricks, things that he's learned throughout the years that only Gilbert himself would know. And this lesson will be for any of those guitar players, future guitar players that may want to know, how did Gilbert do this?
Making noise when I get with it. Hello there. My name is Gilbert Velasquez, and with the help of my friend John Barrazas here, what we're attempting to do is make a short video so I can explain some of these techniques and stuff that I've done down through the years. Hopefully it might help somebody down there through the, learn something perhaps. I don't know. I'm nobody here, but I've been doing this for a while. Been very blessed in what I do, and maybe I can share some of that with somebody that might want to learn a little bit. Before I get started, I'd like to tell you a little bit about my equipment, okay? They're asking me about my main axe. This Fender Strat, I think I paid like $200 for it from a friend of mine, 25 years ago perhaps. Anyway, but I use this guitar mainly because it's the dog. It gets thrown around, it gets dropped. I have I have a number of other guitars, including a Gibson ES335, the Paul Reed Smith, Gibson Les Paul, and a couple of acoustic guitars that I use, Takamine, etc. But this is the one I use in the studio a lot. I put these EMG pickups on here a while back, and they give it a certain cleanliness to the sound. It's a real clean sound. I use it live again because I just throw it in the back of the bus or the van or the truck or whatever, and it's all. About the guitar thing, I used to use a Yamaha SG-2000. A lot of those earlier recordings, like the Latin Breed stuff we did with CHULOS, OJOS, and like that, breaking the rules. But that guitar, I sold it to a friend of mine. Never should have gotten rid of it, but it's gone. The amps, the effects, and like that, I don't use any pedals. Nowadays, people got the pedal board, the whole thing there. I don't use that. The distortion and whatever just comes from the amp and cranking it and using your volume to override the amp. The only thing I do use is probably a chorus box. I have a chorus box that I use, and the other switch is the AB for the amp.
What kind of chorus do you use?
It's a Boss chorus.
Okay.
The little blue box.
Yeah.
I've had that again. Shoot, that stuff's old, man. 25 years old at least, older. So time has passed, but it doesn't seem like it, man. We did that Breaking the Rules record in '88, and if you ask me, it was about 5-10 years ago. So no, man, it's been over 20 plus years, man. Okay, in reference to the amps, this is the original Boogie amp that I bought in 1975 when the guy, he was still building them in his garage, man. So that amp, I've had it for, again, man, how many years is that? I don't know. This one I bought later on from a friend of mine here in town, and I kind of refurbished it a little bit. And as you can see, it doesn't say Mark III, Mark IV, none of that stuff on there. They're kind of vintage boogies, if you would will. This one here is one, a dear friend of mine, Jerry Lopez, the guy out of Las Vegas. He gave me this. He was so thankful for the project I did for him. Yeah, what can I say, man? I have friends. So, to continue. The picks that I use, it's a Jim Dunlop Jazz 3. It's kind of a harder pick. Many years ago, I took a few lessons from this guy here. His name is Jackie King, jazz guitar player, and he taught, his way of thinking was that the harder the pick, the more precise you can play, and that's been my philosophy. When you drop your pick, I can still play with my finger. I don't even need a pick. I just use the fingernail from my forefinger if ever there's not a pick, and there's no difference.
And strings.
The strings I use are the Ernie Ball 09s. I've always used those types. You know, it's either boomers, Ernie Ball, whatever. I'm not real high on the different types or strings. You know, the sound actually, you could have all the same equipment, the same guitar, but the sound's coming from here and from here, man. It's from the fingers, it's the feel, you know, and again, practicing is going to get you there.
All right, Gilbert, let's talk about a little bit about your influences. Everybody has heroes. Kind of talk about who you like growing up, what kind of got you into playing guitar in the first place, and kind of how long you've been doing it, really.
Gosh, I got interested in music when I saw the Beatles, man. I'm been doing this for a while. I remember seeing the Beatles on Ed Sullivan, and I said, I want to do that. So I picked up guitar maybe in the 7th grade. I started playing in church, the church choir. That's how I started. A buddy of mine played, and I said, hey, man, you know, maybe you can teach me. And that's how I got started, playing with the garage band. I started like everybody else, started playing rock. This was like in the late 60s, man. You know, you're hearing Steppenwolf and like that, man. And then I got in with these bands and started playing weddings and debuts. So you have to learn Chicano music, man, you know, the cumbias and like that. But as far as influences, I mean, the main one is obvious. I won't even mention it. But Larry Carlton, Wes Montgomery, that kind of jazzy R&B style is what really draws my attention. You know, musically, man, everybody from John Coltrane to Cal Tjader and everybody in between, country music, I like all styles, man.
Yeah, I hear even a little bit of Carlos Santana in your.
Well, that's why I said yes. When I started playing, it was I really admired this guy's playing, and I've down through the years just always followed his playing, and it kind of rubs off, I guess.
Oh yeah. And how long you been playing? You've been playing for a while.
I started like in '69. In 1969, I got my first guitar. So do the math there.
Yeah,
so,
we're talking about over
40 years at least, 40
right? Years, yeah. So your solos always well crafted. You're known in the industry as everything, you know, it's very tasty. It has that kind of, you know, and I can hear those influences you mentioned earlier, like Larry Carlton and Wes Montgomery, and I hear that style in your playing, and it comes out. How do you kind of go about knowing what style to use?
If I'm putting a song together, I'll leave a space for a solo, and I'll jot out a couple of chords. And what I do is I always find a melody that works over that chord pattern, man. It's all about the melody. It's all about the color notes, the notes that work there. You just can't play random notes over a chord change. You got to find the right melody that'll work there, man. A lot of the stuff that I do, man, I mean, all music, I want to say, is something you've heard before, man, okay? And a lot of the stuff I do is you know, I'll take some rhythm and blues stuff I heard back in the 60s, and I'll flip it and incorporate that into one of these rancheras we do, man. For me, that works. The CHULOS OJOS song. That song, Joel Guzman and Alberto Gallegos were a part of that production. No Naciste Para Mí, those tracks that are on that Breaking the Rules record. No Naciste has the signature lick in there. That came from a Yellow Jackets record.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you're familiar with the track, but if you search, you'll find that lick in there, and we put it in here, and hey, there it is, man.
There you go.
So, like I said, on and on Jay's records, Latin Breeds records, and a multitude of other stuff that I've done. Wherever there's a solo there, it's perhaps something that I'm hearing somewhere else that I kind of worked it and made it fit in here, you know. Is it original? Well, yes, I did it, but I got the idea here or here or here, and you know, it's like an apple tree. You're grabbing these ideas off the tree and you put them in here, and then you mix it up, and bah, there it is.
There you go. Now, you've recorded with quite a few different artists. So our focus today mainly is with the classic Latin Breed tracks that you recorded off the Breaking the Rules album. But you've been featured on a lot of different, because of your access to your own studio, and you have the blessing of being able to be on just everybody's album, and of course, you know, your what is it, 9 Grammys?
I'm very blessed. I have 11. This
11.
year,
wow.
Joe Posada just got the Latin Grammy there last week.
And congratulations on that.
Thank you, sir.
And so you have played on a lot of other people's music too. Can you name another track that kind of comes to mind off the top of your head that like maybe somebody out of all the millions of ones that you've worked on, right?
It's Land Breed, it's the J, Ram, the David Lee stuff. I played so much guitar on there, man. I'm all over those records. He has his own band, but I've always been in the background playing a lot of those parts. Man, I could go on. Which ones? I don't remember. There's too many, man.
Well, that's mainly the point here is that Gilbert's touches on just about everything that comes out of the Tejano music scene, and so his influence can be felt throughout the entire industry.
There's a website called All Music. If you put Gilbert Velasquez, allmusic.com, that has a quite extensive list of work that I've done. I would urge you to check that out if you're interested in seeing.
Absolutely, and we'll put that on the screen for all our viewers.
Cool.
All right, now let's go.
Let me go swallow that sandwich.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Go eat and relax and take your time. We're gonna spend the time with you. Okay. Definitely one of the classic tracks, Get Chulos Ojos from Breaking the Rules. Tell us a little bit about what inspired you on this song, as far as the guitar parts, the parts that you played on it.
As you can tell there, man, a lot of the stuff that I do and stuff that I produced, I want to say, we have a lot of, I want to say, jazz influence, okay? That intro has, there's a lot of chord changes going on there, but you just get a melody, which fits with chords, and then so it's
that's nice. What's that first chord? First couple chords you're playing?
It's a C major seventh, F major seventh, and E flat 13 to D7, C sharp major seventh to E major seventh.
Very nice, very nice. And we're going to let you just play along with it. Just we got this track that he's gonna kind of more or less kind of just play along with the song. This is his song, him playing the song as it was played back in 1988.
Okay, so towards the middle of the song, there's another little solo that's off the G minor, and it's watch. So, dee da 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 da, la dee da do da, ba dee da, la da do da. It's just melodies and chords.
That's sweet. That's sweet. And so you're using a lot of 11ths or 9ths, or tell me the kind of the.
It's all over, man. If I play the song and play along with it, perhaps if there's something there that catches your eye or something, maybe you can just let me know. I have this track without the vocal here, so I'll play along with it and let's see. That's the chord I played.
Yeah.
But not a people. go to a little conjunto thing.
Yeah.
The record had horns on there, but originally we had accordion on there. But since we had no accordion player in the band, we put saxes there, and I think that was a big mistake. But this is the way it was supposed to sound like, man.
Oh.
So that little lick, Alberto wanted a blues lick there, and he gave me that lick. He hummed it to me. I don't know why he wanted that lick, but it is what it is.
Nice.
And the sustain thing
Yeah.
comes from wherever.
I got one question. So, whenever you do that, the doo and then that lick right there, it ends on what chord?
It's a B sharp 11.
B sharp 11. And you play that one every single time you hit every single time you hit that lick, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Very sweet.
That's
very
what
sweet.
it is. Somebody might play an augmented chord, but that's not completely correct. The way we're touching the chord is
And
you got that B in there.
and all those voicings matter because
Yeah,
you're
really
matching with the keyboard player, the accordion, the horns, whatever instruments that are all in there, right?
It's the same chord, but it's different, if you can make sense out of that.
So earlier we were talking about your influences, and we talked about Coltrane and Larry Carlton and some of the big guys that in the English market. Of course, there's also Tejanos, and so what Tejanos do you like, or you influenced by, or do you just appreciate?
When I first got in with the Royal Jesters, this is like in 1975. The Latin Breed, this guy Steve Velasquez was playing with Latin Breed, and he very much was an influence on me. It's the first time I really heard somebody playing those type of chords in a Chicano, Tejano music scenario there. So I really was influenced very much by this person. Nowadays, Tom Cruise is another guy, very good player, in my opinion. Brings a lot to the table here. He's very talented, and when I see him play, it's like, you kind of grab ideas from this person and that person, and this other guy here, Demas, used to play with Ram, etc. Another good guitar player I consider. A lot of people are asked, this and that, how you do this, man. What you got to do is you got to practice. There's no way around it. You have to practice. I love rock too, but sometimes I see people get too hung up in the rock thing, man, and your harmonic knowledge suffers, man. You need to get into some jazz records and really study chords and theory, and really get it down instead of all the shredding, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, you see a shredder, it's like, well, okay, I get it. You can play a lot of notes, man, but to know your harmony and to be able to play melodies, interesting melodies, it takes that jazz input into your playing that you need to embrace if you want to perhaps reach a level somewhat like this.
And I hear a lot of the influences for that very melodic type playing in your leads, like earlier you mentioned Neil Schon.
Yeah.
And of course Santana, but I think I even hear Larry Carlton. I hear those influences in your playing, and it's more of a kind of a not only your harmonic sense of, but just melodic sense. Every note is tasty.
When you're playing a solo, I'm always thinking of a melody, man. Whatever song it is, you gotta put a melody to it instead of just playing random notes. That's what I try to do.
Yeah.
And
That makes sense. That makes sense. And so, we'll leave you with that. Gilbert, is there any places that where anybody wants to follow up with and kind of keep up with you? This is a kind of an opportunity for you to say what sites that they can kind of catch you and your work.
Well, apart from doing this guitar thing, I have this studio thing here that I've been doing for a number of years. And if you want to reach me,
pretty good about it.
I don't know about that, but VelasquezMusic.com is the website, and I'm on Facebook. So just look up Gilbert Velasquez on Facebook. It should come up there. Email Gilbert@VelasquezMusic.com. Please send me any questions or like that, man. I'm here to share. I have this vast experience of recording all of these people and putting all this music together. And if I can just help one person out there, somebody might learn something from it. That's what it's all about, man.
We had this kind of backstory here. I was in a band, and we were taking out an old Latin breed classic, and there was another guitar player that was playing, and he had an idea of what chord. There was a particular chord on a particular song from the reunion medley. We were arguing about this song, this chord, and we couldn't figure out what chord this was. And so he said it was one thing, I said it was another, and I said, maybe I'll just email Gilbert Velasquez. I saw his website. I saw that that you could just email him, and it was a long shot. I didn't really expect him to actually answer. He answered, and it turns out that out of the 4-note chord, I had 3 of the notes right. My counterpart only had 1 of the notes right. So
what chord was it?
I think it was
that
one. This is the chord.
So it's it's C sharp 11.
And so I was 1 note off. I don't remember what note it was, but I was 1 note off, and I don't want to call the guy out that did it, but he had to admit that he was wrong, because hey, Gilbert himself said this is the chord that was the chord, so we got that one right.
So again, I invite you to drop a line, give me a call. I'm 210-472-3067. I'm here in San Antonio. If you look at my website, you'll see an address. Please come by, drop by, send me a line.
Thank you for your time, Gilbert. We really appreciate it.
You got it.
Eddie Perez, New Braunfels, Texas. Working with Gilbert has just been an honor. He's been a big influence as far as just showing me there's more to a bajo than just, first, second, third, and augmented chords, incorporating, just being out of the box, incorporating anything he does on the guitar you can do on the bajo, and it's just been great, and it's, helped me to grow as a bajo player, and don't know what I would do without him.
What are you playing there?
You play?
Yeah. Can you play that one? Here, this one. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought y'all wanted to change or make it conjunto.
Well, then do that.
No, but I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no, that's when it actually starts, right?
Yeah.
So the suspended area is all the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that one. You heard it?
Okay.
you gotta do is this.